Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Tomasz. Tomasz is from Poland, but he lives in Montenegro. So let's see what Tomasz has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, got it. Yes, sorry, I'm doing this from a mobile.
It's okay. Hello, Tomasz.
Hello, William. How are you?
Very well. How are you doing today? My goodness, I haven't seen you for ages. My goodness, long time.
Very long time. Yes, that's true. When was it last time? Oh my God.
Let's see. Let's do the count now. I think it was 2000. It's been almost 10 years, I think, more or less.
Yeah. See, yes, absolutely. Time flies, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Nice to see you again. My goodness, amazing.
Nice to see you too. Yes, that's great. That's, with this technology, we can connect,
I know.
It's very easy right now. Are you still in London?
Yes, I'm in London now. Yes, I've been here since then.
Oh, okay. No change. But the reason why I'm outside, I just wanted to share with you where I am at the moment. Because yes, we've met in London. We've been there. It's a little bit, bright. So then you can see this.
Oh my God.
Just a tiny little bit.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
So I'm enjoying the outsides now. Yes. So that's that. Yeah.
So where are you right now?
Budva, Montenegro.
And that's the place where you're living, or are you just on holidays?
Yes. No. I moved here 2 years ago. So I moved from London to Budva. Just when all the when COVID started, and then my job went to mostly online mode, and I thought that if I'm not restricted to where I live, then I could move to a slightly different place. So yeah.
And why did you choose Montenegro?
Well, one reason is, for example, weather, right? As you can see, I'm just wearing a t-shirt and shorts at the moment. On a short walk with my dog, who's here with us. I can also share. Just maybe she can. Show herself.
What's her name?
Nala. Say hello. She's So yes, so Montenegro. I mean, besides the weather that is, I would say, slightly better than in London, and then also the fact that it's slightly cheaper to live here. So the cost of living right now during the crisis, it means a lot if I can be in a place where I can spend a little bit less.
I see. Yeah. I think anywhere in Europe is more cheaper than London.
It seems so. Maybe Switzerland could be on the same level, but generally most of the places in Europe are cheaper than London. That's true.
And before you moved to Montenegro, did you have an idea more or less about the place, or you just kind of started searching?
No, I was coming here for holidays, on many occasions, and and I knew the place, and I tested the idea before moving. I just tested the idea by staying here 2 months during the summer 2020, and I just seeing that it works really to combine this with work. I've decided to move.
Tomasz, so I know that you are from Poland. Yes, so tell me a little bit. Whereabouts are you from in Poland?
I'm from Olsztyn. That's a relatively small in Poland, town in north from Warsaw. It's in a lake district of Poland. So it's really nice over there. Nice place to go for holidays.
I see. And how long have you been away from Poland, Tomasz?
Oh, now together around 18 years, I would say.
Wow. Actually, almost the same time. I left Brazil 20 years ago, so kind of almost the same time.
And you've stayed in England all of that time since you left?
No. I was living in Portugal before for 5 years, and I moved to. I've been in London for the last 17 years, I think. Now for the last.
Wow.
It's been a long time. Tomasz, so before we start again, tell me what do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant, so I have the accountancy firm in the UK in London.
Okay.
And at the moment I run it online, as the whole profession really moved to online mode, which in the UK it's actually that's an excellent thing. That lots of things can be done online, so you don't really need to go to the official authorities' offices or anything like that. So you can deal with everything over, internet, emails, online communicators, etc. The same goes for meeting clients. So, well, Zoom is an excellent tool to, to speak with your clients and to stay in touch without wasting the time of traveling to come, personally to the office. I think that, now the technology allows that. So that whole profession, generally mainly went online.
And what's the best part of your business, your job, in your opinion? Yep.
Yes. So, well, what I like the most about my profession is constant challenges, because lots of people might think that accountancy is quite boring, but in fact it isn't. Every single case is different. There are lots of cases which need to be solved, investigated. So I mean that job is really exciting for the reason that it's really challenging. You always have to learn something new. You probably noticed there was a mini budget announced by Liz Truss in the UK. By Liz Truss, by the Chancellor, is it Kwasi Kwarteng, if I pronounce it properly? If not, cut me out. So, there was a mini budget announced by the government, and that means that immediately you have to learn, how to apply this, what it means to your clients. Are there any changes? You have to analyze this and plan accordingly to give, the best advice. So it's the environment that is always changing. You have to always learn. There's nothing stays the same. So this is something that I really like the most.
Amazing. Tomasz, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Sure, absolutely. Go for it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. This is my best friend. Questions. I'm just going to play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Let's do it.
That's the way of relaxing your guests, right?
Yes, that's how I put my guests a little bit more comfortable.
Sure.
Tomasz, before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? All very friendly, okay?
Sure.
Right. Next question is, first question. Who in your family would trade place with for a day if you could, and why?
Oh. Good one. I never thought about it, honestly. It's a kind of difficult question. I never really wanted to trade the place with anybody, in particular. Kind of happy with, with my own life. So, but just for fun?
Yeah, just for fun, just to have understanding or...
I think with my mom, because she has an excellent job as well. Quite interesting. She does tarot readings. So I would like to, yeah, absolutely. So I would like to know how it works from the inside, what you can actually see or feel, or, I'm much more being an accountant, I'm much more with numbers, not very spiritual job. So I think that, just seeing this from her perspective would be quite interesting.
Wow, my goodness, that's very interesting for sure. Wow, amazing. And you have siblings as well?
I do have a sister.
I see. And she's back in Poland?
No, she's in London. Well, London, in England, south of London.
I see. All right.
She moved to England some time ago as well, like me, and she got happily married. So yeah, she's still there. So I've got family in Poland, I've got family in England as well.
I see. All right. Next question. Right. Next question for you is, what do you like to cook the most?
I don't like cooking at all.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm much more go out person, especially here where I am at the moment. It allows for this kind of a lifestyle that you really go out and it's affordable food and good quality food that you can have. And I was never a good cook. I always struggled with creating something special. So simply I can fix a sandwich. That's an achievement. But when it comes to cooking, I'm sorry, I'm not the best cook.
And saying that, what's the most traditional food in Montenegro, or something that you've tried that you like the most about there?
Sure. Well, here the traditional food is very much meat-based, and well, it also depends on the region, because more in the north you're going to have different type of the food, while on the coast there's much more seafood and seafood, based dishes. What I really like, well, they have their own kinds of meats, their own kind of cooking, but it could be quite similar to that region of the Europe altogether. But I mean, like, I found that they have like a local sauce, which is pepper based, called Ivar. It's becoming quite popular, I heard, in the UK right now, because it is also a vegan superfood. It's considered a vegan superfood, so it's gaining on popularity. But for me, it goes really well with meat. So minced meat with Ivar, I like it the most. That was the taste that I found here and nowhere else. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to try it at least once.
Amazing, very good. Next question. Before the next question, tell me, what do you miss the most about England, about London? There's something that since you've been away for 3 years that you go like, okay, I really miss that about London.
The big city feel. I mean, here in Montenegro, the biggest capital, has only 120,000 people, so you definitely miss that kind of a vibe of a really big city, and the thousands of things that you can do in a city like London. Regardless of the weather, you will always find something to do. You have fantastic museums, you have lots of places to see, to visit, great clubs, great, pubs, lots of entertainment. For example, I miss one thing which I enjoyed in London a lot, go-karting, but with electric go-karts. They're fantastic. They're quiet. They don't smell of, petrol, and you can have really lots of fun with them. There's one place in London where it's like indoors. It's 2 stories, and they have fantastic, the race circuit, and it's such a good fun that you can do with your friends. Definitely, well recommended to anyone.
And since you left London, you never came back anymore?
Well, I visited, but I'm just permanently based in Montenegro right now. The plan is that right now, when the travel restrictions eased a bit, I tend to go back to my original plan to spend, sort of half time there, half time here. It hasn't materialized yet, but that's the plan, when the things will settle a little bit more, when it's going to be like, a little bit more of confidence that the borders won't suddenly be shut again, for example, like, this autumn or winter, which I hope will not happen. So when we get like, confirmed normality, let's say, then I think that, with the flights availability and so on, it will be easy to do.
All right. Okay. Next question is, how would you describe a perfect friendship?
A perfect friendship?
Yeah.
That would mean, for me, understanding, like, like really understanding, ability to listen, to support when needed, to have fun together. But I think that, one of the most important things is really like, to understand each other's needs, wishes, happy moments and sad moments.
And your best friends, they are in London or back in Poland?
Well, my best friend actually was here today. Well, left yesterday in the morning, but 2 days ago, let's say, for a week with his wife. So, but he lives in Germany, in Cologne. He's Polish too. He used to live in London, but now he lives in Germany. Right? Again, like, gladly that we have, things like availability of flying, traveling and so on. And then the world is much smaller nowadays. And altogether with like, Zoom communication, we can stay in touch. You have WhatsApps, you have Zooms, you have all this, programs. So it's it doesn't feel that much of a distance as it used to in the past. When we've been working in London together at some point,
yeah,
you remember, those times. I remember just to call my family, for example, to call my mom in Poland, I had to have some special access code. You were sending the text, and you were topping up your account by like, some few pounds, and then calling, and this was very expensive and so inaccessible. Nowadays, it's just you feel like your family, friends, those people are around you, even if they physically not for a bit of a time.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I think that's the best part of the technology. The world we live right now is about somehow we are far away, but at the same time you're so close because you can literally
Yeah.
FaceTime your family, and you can feel like you can have a meal, like talking to your family, like facing time. Is the
Absolutely,
same.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is, amazing. Of course, nothing will, nothing will be better than the personal contact. That's also needed. But of course, people travel, people go to other countries, and this helps us to stay in touch. My other friends, live in England. I have people I could call friends here in Montenegro. I've made some friendships too. But the thing is that, now we can stay all connected. We can see each other from time to time. Actually, I find it easier to spend some time with friends while here in Montenegro than when I was in London. In London, it was kind of crazy because, if someone lived in North London and someone lived in South London, it was like, you could see them once per year, maybe. It had to be pre-arranged a month before. Everyone is busy, wasting time on traveling, 1.5 hour there, 1.5 hour back. You can't just pop out for a coffee, let's meet in 5 minutes. And that is something that is actually here. I enjoy it about the lifestyle here, that it's much more personal, and there's more connections between people.
Saying that, Thomas, so far, since the time you've been living there, there are a lot of the Polish community. Is it quite big there, or not many Polish people living there?
When I moved, there was about 20-something people from Poland. So more or less, you know them all, either maybe not even personally, but, through groups on Facebook and things like that, you know who lives here. And also through just talking with people, then you get to know them. Now I think there's more. Maybe there's about 40 or 50 people living here permanently. I mean, that they settled, and that community is growing.
All right. Next one. Let's do it. Okay, Tomasz, next question for you is, this one I think you already answered, but I will try. Do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
Not that much. Yes, exactly. I sort of answered it, when it comes to spirituality, of course, the spiritual life is important, and those spiritual needs are important, and I understand, appreciate that, and I think everyone has that need to, just be from time to time. How to say it? Sorry, it's difficult for me to describe, but I think that everyone has some spirituality in themselves, to lesser or larger extent. But when it comes to me, I'm very much standing solid on the ground. I like facts. I like I will always be searching for let's say scientific answers to all the things that do happen. However, I cannot negate that there could be something which some people could consider spiritual. Like what I said, my mom is doing what she does for many, many years. And well, I've experienced some surprises that I don't know how to explain that. Just how comes that she could know something that she was not supposed to know, or that she couldn't know. And I can't answer that. I mean, me personally, if I can't answer something, I just consider that it could be a possibility, could not. If I cannot prove that it's wrong, or prove that this is true, or prove that this is not true, then I sort of, I don't overthink it anymore. I go through my life without actually focusing and trying to find answers for those things. And it's hard maybe to describe, my stance, but okay.
No, I totally understand. I think being spiritual is a personal thing. You know what I mean? It's about yourself, what you believe, whatever you think is good for you. That's for me the meaning of spirituality. That's what I believe.
Sure. In that sense, then yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I could say yes.
Next question. Before the next question, Thomas, when you think about Poland, about your hometown, besides your family, what do you miss the most about your of Poland overall?
Now, what I mean, the things that I was missing of Poland while living in London, I found them here in Montenegro. You see, Montenegro is also a Slavic country, so it has very similar culture to Polish culture. Of course, there are differences. It's different, but there are many aspects of this culture that are very similar to mine. And also, the country, has a similar level of growth to Poland, or is experiencing similar routes. It's not part of the EU yet, or Poland is, but it's on an accession route. So it reminds me of those times when Poland was on the accession route to the EU, and with the similarity of culture, of the cuisine, the food that you have here, and so on. It feels like I moved a little bit closer to home. It's different location, but it has a connection with Poland through that. So I think it's I was missing Poland more when I lived in England, but now having this similarity to Poland means that I don't miss Poland that much. It's not in a negative sense. Do you know what I mean? It's not in a negative sense. It's just that I found those things that I was missing from Poland over here.
Amazing. And with this weather as well, my goodness, it's just like the best. Imagine having your experience of, of Poland in this good weather right now. So I think it makes perfect.
Yes, it's kind of for me like, Poland with better weather and with, maybe more diverse and interesting landscapes, I would say. So yes, that's a good connection.
Very good. Right. Next question for you is, where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
Well, I wasn't into wild places wild where you have wildlife. So I haven't been to places, with a wildlife, in a way of African savanna or South American rainforest somewhere, deep and so on. So in that sense, I haven't seen those exotic places when it comes, when we think of nature. But as for a different culture, as for something really interesting and different, very much so, I would say Kuwait, because I was there at the time when it wasn't really open to tourists. I'm not quite sure how it is now, but at that time it was mostly just people who were working there. My dad was working in Kuwait, so I got a visa so I could go and see him, and I stayed there for a few months. I was attending the school for English language, so for English courses, where I was going, to the school with some local people from there, which was really interesting to see that from that perspective, that culture, which was, not open to tourism that much. So it was very much, original, let's say. So in that sense, exotic, yes, that place was very, very interesting for, being able to go into a place, not like a tourist hotspot, where some things are sold to tourists and some are hidden from them, but really just to stay and experience life in a place with completely different culture.
Very good. Actually, I had someone on the Matchbox, a lovely guy from Kuwait.
From Kuwait? Oh, yeah. Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely.
The singer from Kuwait was amazing, the interview, and he talks a lot about the country, about the culture as well. It was very interesting interview. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was at that time for me. It was I was around 16. So also at that time it was just then trip of my life, just seeing some place so exotic for me, just going from Poland, seeing the desert for the very first time. I know I have a picture, not in an online form. At that time, you could just limit the number of pictures you could take. Funny thing about those times, you had you go to the place like Kuwait, and basically that you can make only 90-something pictures because you took 3 rolls of of the film, and that's it. And then you have to think what to photograph. But I had this interesting picture for me at that time was very exotic thing, just standing in the middle of the desert, and the picture taken from each side, from the north, south, west, and east, and it was just up to the horizon, just flat sand, something you don't see in Poland actually. So yeah, good memory.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it.
Hey.
Shema.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Do you like to dance?
I love to dance.
Love to dance. Okay. And do you know how to dance salsa?
I'm not very no, I would say no, because I need to know properly. But Brazilian people, when you were born in Brazil, you have 2 ways: or you become a football player, or you become a dancer. I didn't follow either way, but I can do some moves. I like dancing, but not a professionally salsa. No, I haven't. I don't know how. Tomasz, before the next question, tell me the main language in Montenegro. What is the main language there?
Montenegrin.
Montenegrin.
Yes, although it's very, very similar to other local languages here. So if you know Montenegrin, you can understand very well Serbian or Bosnian, even Croatian to some extent.
I see. So for you to use your Polish use there the most over there.
Well, I try to learn local language, so it is a process. It's not as easy because I work with English language daily. So I don't work like locally in a sense that I don't use local language that much. I understand it, but it's much more difficult for me to speak. I still, my language is really on a very low level, right? Where I consider myself like that, but I understand more and more. I read newspapers, books. It is a process. It takes time. The hardest thing is to speak, because you would think that it's close to Polish. It is. It has Slavic roots, and some words are exactly the same, but some sound the same but mean something completely different. Some are different, and the grammar is slightly different, the way how they construct sentences comparing to Polish. So you would think that it's easier to learn, but I found it even at some point more difficult, because like, let's say in my brain, if I hear something similar, my brain tries to respond in Polish instead of knowing that it's a different language. Forget about Polish, but it's just too close connections sometimes, which actually makes it difficult to learn. So it's an amazing process, but I enjoy this experience a lot.
All right. Next question for you is, if you could go back in time, in one moment or memory in your life, what that would be and why?
So in a meaning that to experience it again?
Yeah, something that you go like, I wish I could go back just to experience that moment again.
And again, you're just asking difficult questions. For me personally, the reason why is because I really look forward. I don't, I'm not the person who would think about, good old times and I would like to go back. No, I actually enjoy it, where I am, all the experiences that I had in the past, and I'm looking forward for the new experiences in the future. So it's really hard for me to choose which moment I would like to relive. All were, bringing that experience. They were bad moments sometimes, they were really good ones and really fantastic moments, and they're great, but I still it's, for me, it's unanswerable question, because I don't have that need at all. I'm looking forward to new experiences, new places, and I could mention a few great things, like I've mentioned Kuwait, and I would like to see it again, but more in terms of seeing it again rather than reliving what already I lived through.
I see. All right, is an answer for sure.
Yeah, kind of. Yes.
Two questions left. Let's do it. Hey, Thomas from Poland. Next question is, what makes you laugh out loud?
Lots of things, but what I enjoy the most is a humor of irony, absurd, a really good stand-ups, for example, good stand-ups done by really good comedians with an intelligent humor, and then that is something that I enjoy the most. I can really laugh out loud when seeing this.
I see. Ready for the last one? Last question. Let's do it. But before the last question, people watching the interview right now, would you like to start a career as an accountant? The job you do. What would be your best piece of advice?
I think focus on practice. So work with someone. Go to just see if you could potentially even volunteer for a week or two, just to see the feeling. I think every accountancy practice would be slightly different, and it also depends on specialization. It's different to be accountant and working for the local government and being an accountant and working for a big corporation, and then an accountant who works, you know, in a small firm that has small businesses. Those are different types of jobs. So I think that, you know, the best piece of advice before actually committing yourself to certain route, because you have different education as well, different type of courses. Then some focus more into, you know, different needs, like, you know, the accounting for the government, like local authorities is a different type of, you know, work that are doing this for small businesses. So I think that, you know, just trying to get some work placement, even for a week or for two, in those, you know, areas and really experiencing them, that would help in order to then navigate your career, your, you know, education in a way to achieve, you know, working in that place where you will feel really good about. So I would say that, yeah, that would be, you know, the best advice I could give to someone, just to sacrifice a little bit of time to get that experience, to see how that work works in practice, because it is so different to, you know, what you need to do in terms of like real work, real life, and all the challenges that you have. It's so different to just core theory that you learn in the university.
Amazing. Good one. Last question for you is, I don't know if you're going to be able to answer that, but let's try, okay? If not, you can say.
Let's try. Yes, absolutely.
What is the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you?
The most beautiful thing?
Yeah.
I would say, but it will be personal, but I have to say the most beautiful thing is the fact that my wife gave me our child. So there cannot be anything more beautiful than that.
For sure. Oh my God, that's a beautiful answer. Of course, needs to be, isn't it?
Yes,
absolutely. Tomasz, it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
And again, so there is a word that you don't want to say anything, you always can skip, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Okay, one word for money.
Work.
Family.
Love.
How about life?
Enjoyment.
One word for love.
Love. Family.
Of course. Politics.
Game.
Good one. How about sex?
Fun.
Religion.
Respect.
Fear.
War.
Friendship.
Good times. Well, that's two words, sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. Desire.
Need.
Regrets.
Experience.
Good one. Success.
Happiness.
And one word for happiness.
Happiness. Well, yeah, because that is like, you know, considered success. So, well, for me at least, but now come with something different. Happiness, life in general.
Good one. Wish.
Health.
One word for London.
Fun.
One word for Montenegro.
Relax.
Really? How come?
More of a culture that, like, you know, there is much more, it goes with the slowly. You know, that southern feeling, like, you know, mañana in Spain, right? And that kind of, you know, there is a word which is so, people who are from Poland might sometimes understand it wrongly, because the locals, in a local language, they say Polako. Polako means, it doesn't mean you Polish or something, which some people might, from Poland perceive when they're on holidays, but it means slow. So they have this Polako culture. They say Polako, Polako, slowly, slowly, relax, relax. And it gets to you, while living, it kind of gets to you, but it's not about not doing things, but it's about, having different approach to them. Like, relax, we will do it. Don't worry, step by step. If there is a task to do, don't stress about it. Fine, let's sit down and let's just approach it without the stress, and it will be done.
Amazing. And the last one now, one word for Poland.
Family.
Good.
That's first that comes to mind, yes.
Very good. Right, let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend. Define Tomasz in one positive word and one negative word. What your best friend would say?
I would guess that positive, something positive would be, success. Just, just being able to work in a work that you love, in a place that you love. That is considered success. At least for myself, so I feel like that, and I think that that would be that description. And the negative, hey, don't disturb me. My goodness.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so sweet. How old is she?
Sorry. She got emotional. She got really emotional.
How old is she?
2 years. Just 2 years.
Oh, sweet.
And the negative? Well, I don't know. Maybe I sometimes talk too much.
Okay. Some people see that as a negative, but sometimes people see that as a good thing.
Accountants have to talk a lot. The problem is that when you have a limited time for consultation, and the tax law gets rather complicated in certain cases, and then you have a liability. You might say to your clients, this is like that. However, in situations and circumstances when it is like that, then it is like that, but it is like that, but but you have to think that if you do this, then this doesn't apply, but this applies, and so on. Try to squeeze it in 30-minute consultation, and then you get into a habit of talking really too fast just because there's so much information that you are obliged to say. So yeah.
Amazing. Tomasz, let's play now. Tomasz and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Tomasz, you can ask me a question now.
Sure. I would like to know what for you was the best experience, or what you have learned and valued the most through work in hotels, because I know that you worked in hotels, and that was, that is the job. Well, that's something that I was doing too. And I know what it definitely taught me, but I wondered, how you see that and what you learned, what were the best experiences, what is the most valuable lesson that you got from working in that environment?
I love your question. I think, Tomasz, I was very lucky when I had the opportunity to work in hospitality in the past, because I remember working, in the hotel we worked together. We literally, I didn't have any experience. I didn't have anything, and they gave me the opportunity. And for me, was like I took as a big opportunity, because I learned so much, not just about being professional with guests in the hotel. I know the hospitality industry, working in the hospitality, you have so much fun. You work so hard, but at the same time, you have a lot of fun. You meet people all over the world. You meet people that you never thought you'd meet before. My goodness, I had so many people that I met there, like guests, clients that I never thought one day I would even interact with them. And suddenly I went to a bedroom and I met Meryl Streep. I met Robert Downey Jr. And I was like, my goodness, what's that? You know what I mean? So it's not like some different work that you can literally meet those people on their normal days. So I think, but for me, what I think about that as well, I think even for myself, being open-minded about how to be more professional with people in a workplace. So everything, I think, even for now, from my personal life, I brought a lot of experience that I never thought I would. I'm a different person. I look back, my goodness, I think I became a different person in so many better ways, because you deal with so many different people at the same time. You literally spend 8 hours, 9 hours of your day with people that, you know, they're from different countries, different backgrounds, and that's how you learn. That's how you improve. That's how you become a better person. You know, you open your mind, and actually you be more understanding as well and approachable, because just like being around those colleagues at work, that's how you understand things that maybe you didn't have experience, you would never learn those lessons. So that's what I always will bring with me. There's those experiences about interacting with people, and also, you know what I mean, being professional, speaking, like improving my English, and also improving in that environment where you just learn being there. So so I think that was that's for sure. I'll be grateful for those experiences, because it becomes the person I am today, and I'm so grateful for that experience, because it's like you cannot buy those experiences. You need to live it. You need to experience it. That's how you learn. So yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, thank you for that. Similar feelings as well. So I really like, this was really interesting to see it from your perspective. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. This is exactly, what you see. And even when you mentioned about meeting celebrities in the ordinary, life situations, and then you realize that actually, there are possibilities for all of us as well, in a way that, okay, they are just same people, normal people, fine, who also have the, ups and downs, and, and if you work hard towards your goals, and then you can achieve them. There's like, there's this, we live on the same planet, right? And we are both people. So it means that, those opportunities are for everyone. And that is also a valuable lesson when you work, in that environment, and you see these people that you actually see only in, like, TVs and newspapers, and then you have occasion to meet them personally, even sometimes chat with them a little. That's true.
In a million years of my life, I would never thought one day I would be in the same bedroom with Meryl Streep, just two of us in a bedroom. So it's like, my goodness, can you imagine? Like, I would never thought, like, I've never, and suddenly I ring the bell, Meryl Streep opens the door, and she goes like, okay, you can bring the breakfast in the room. And I was like, oh my God, it's just me and Meryl Streep here right now. So imagine, when in your life you're gonna have this experience, you know what I mean? So there we go. There's always something interesting. And actually, Tomasz, thanks so much, by the way. Thanks for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for being kind and sweet. When I approached you, you literally, you know what I mean, straight away said, yes, let's do it. I like it. I like the idea. And also, it's so good to see someone that's, in London, you cross so many people's lives. And I'm so glad that, to see someone, in another country now, and someone literally, we had experience together. We had it's going to be there forever, you know what I mean? And we had this experience of working together. And that's like what life is about. It's about for you to connect with people, and after you reconnect again. And here we are sharing another experience. And I think that's what life is about. It's about connecting with people, and just be open-minded and be approachable. You never know what can happen to us. And actually, I remember one of I had so many situations I like work with you, like working during the night, but I'll never forget once you told me William, you look like Barack Obama. You should do some work. I never forget that. I said, really, you look like Barack Obama. I was like, really? He said, yes, you should make money out of it. I never forget that. Yeah. Anyway, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
Very much so. Absolutely. It is fun. It's great to talk to you, and you always had this lovely personality and so on. And when you approached me, like asking if we could do this this talk, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, with you, of course. I knew I'm gonna be feeling comfortable during our chat, so that's great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for taking your time. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
A positive message.
Something that you live by.
Can I say, if you dream about something and dream about it, and work towards this, and everything is possible. Absolutely everything is possible. I learned this, with my wife. I learned this with my life. That's the reason, why I'm here. I'm doing something of what I've dreamt for many years before. Like, just being in a country like like here, like Montenegro, and working from here. And this is doable, but don't give up. Don't think that oh, if I close my eyes and I dream about seeing myself, I don't know, on a yacht or something, it's going to happen in one day. It doesn't. But if this is something that you dream about, and life will bring you that route that you have to follow. Yes, you have to work hard as well. It takes it takes certain steps. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you really, really want something, you will get it. But you will have to follow that path. So don't give up on that path. Takes time. Doesn't happen, in one day. But if you really strive for something, if you have that goal, it will happen. But it's just, as you say, like an advice that I also give sometimes to my clients when it comes to their businesses. Look at Elon Musk, right? He didn't start from sending the rockets to space. It was his dream to take people to space, to expand. His dream is about Mars colonization. He mentioned this many times over. But how did you get there? He got involved in many companies before, so it was like, I'm not working on building the rocket to Mars right now because I don't have that kind of money. So let's build other business, on that business build other business, right? Earn money, and get to my goal. And he was following that. I mean, yes, it's maybe some sort of an extreme goal, taking people to Mars, and you might think like, wow, and very well done for him that he goes on that path. But in so many other goals and aims that we have in our lives, it's a similar route. You sometimes need to take certain steps in order to get you somewhere. So if you are at work and you dream about something else and you dream about the other job, instead of just dreaming and complaining about your your own work, then maybe just sign up for some courses, go for one-day trial to someone, just maybe speak with someone who does that job and ask them, what do you need to do in order to do that? Get that advice, listen to people who can give you valuable advice, and and follow and look for the information and follow. So that's what I could share with others.
Amazing. Keep going. I think that's the main thing. Keep going, keep believing, keep trusting yourself. And you never know when can you get. You never know. You know what I mean? If you go for it and if you feel it, you never know. Yeah, for sure. Tomasz, thank you so much. Regards to your family, and we keep in touch. It was a pleasure seeing you again. Thank you so much. Okay?
It was a pleasure to be on your show. Thank you very much for the invitation. I
Thanks
really
so much.
enjoyed it. And it was great to see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stay in touch.
Bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.